Why is Islam the future? A conversation the West avoids. What if the future of Western civilization depends on a moral framework it once dismissed? The West is stronger than ever technologically, richer than ever materially, more connected than ever digitally, and yet more anxious, divided, and spiritually uncertain than ever. So here's the real question. Is progress enough? Across Europe and North America, people are quietly searching, not just for success, but for meaning, not just for freedom, but for direction, not just for rights, but for responsibility. Secular modernity promised liberation from religion, but it did not promise clarity. It did not promise identity. It did not promise purpose, and that vacuum is being felt. Now consider this. Islam is one of the fastest growing religions in the world. But this is not about demographics. It is about ideas. Islam offers a framework where freedom is tied to moral accountability, equality is grounded in spiritual dignity, justice is balance, not ideology, identity is defined without race or nationalism. In a time of confusion, clarity becomes powerful. This is not an attack on Western civilization. The West contributed immensely to science, human rights discourse, constitutional governance, individual liberty. But every civilization faces crisis, and history shows when civilizations weaken internally, renewal often comes from moral recentering. The question is not East versus West. The question is sustainability. Can a society survive on consumption alone? Can freedom exist without shared moral boundaries? Can equality survive without a higher moral reference point? Islam answers yes, but with structure. Is Islam the future? Or is the deeper question, which worldview can sustain a civilization long term? This video is not about conversion. It is about conversation. Disagree respectfully. Engage critically. Think deeply, because the future will not belong to the loudest voices, but to the most coherent ideas. The future will be shaped not by fear, but by moral courage and clear conviction. When the future of Europe and America will not be decided by demographic fear narratives. It will be shaped by which ideas provide stability, dignity, and sustainable moral vision. Perhaps the future is not about replacing one civilization with another. Perhaps it is about rediscovering the role of transcendence in sustaining freedom. Because freedom without moral structure collapses into chaos, and control without moral legitimacy collapses into oppression. The question, then, is not whether Islam will dominate. The question is whether moral frameworks rooted in accountability to something higher than the state, higher than the market, higher than the self, will regain influence. If that happens, Islam will naturally be part of the conversation, not because it is imposed, but because it answers questions that refuse to disappear. And the deeper the crisis of meaning becomes, the more seriously those answers will be examined. The future belongs not to the loudest ideology, but to the worldview that can sustain human dignity across generations. Let's clarify together the important things like this. Like and subscribe to explore meaning beyond civilization, faith, Islam, freedom, and success.